Yeah. So last session we discussed about the Django installation. Django installation we discussed, guys. Installation. So to install the Django, what is required? What is required? Python software is required. So inside the Python software, pip command is there. Okay. So to install the Django software, pip command is must be required, guys. Pip command is required. Pip command is required. So pip stands for Python installer package. Pip stands for Python installer package. So by using the pip, we are going to installing the third-party modules of our Python language to developing our applications. So here, open the command prompt, and then you are going to be opening. You are going to be installing the third-party modules. So pip install Django, you are going to use pip install Django. Okay, so this is always latest version you are going to get, going to download and installing. This pip command is communicating to internet and searching for this module, finding latest version, downloading and installing. Everything is going to be happening by using this pip command only. Okay, so if you want any old version, this is what latest version you are going to get. Now if you want any old version, then we are going to use here module name double equal to version number. You are going to use version number, you are going to use like that. Clear this one? So this is the installation of the Django particular version you are going to be installing. So pip is finding for this one, pip is searching for this one, finding this module, this version, downloading and installing. Okay. So after installing, where it is available inside the Python software location, inside the Python software location, we have a script folder. We have one folder which name is a script. Okay. So inside this script folder, we are going to be maintaining. This is going to be storing all module third party modules available in the Python software location. We have one script folder. Inside that available these all things. Clear this one? Yeah. Whenever we installing this Django module, after installing this Django module, then inside our system we are going to get one file which name is Django hyphen admin, Django hyphen admin dot py, Django hyphen admin dot py, like one file we are going to get, guys. Okay, so this is our Django framework related file. So this is when we are getting installing after installing Django module. After installing Django module, then we will get Django-admin.py file. Clear this one? So which is available in the script folder location. Remember that one. Okay. Now onwards, using this module, we are going to be creating the Django project name and then Django application name. Okay. Now I want to create the project. Create project. So this is my process. Create the project. So inside your system, guys, open your command prompt location wherever you want to store. Okay. So for example, in the D drive, so and so folder I created. In D drive, 7 a.m. batch folder, 7 a.m. Django batch, one folder I created. Okay. Inside that folder, I want to create these projects. I want to create these projects. Okay. Now select that location here. Select that location here. Later I will show you practically. Now here commands you are going to execute. So if you want to create the Django project, Django hyphen admin and followed by start project and followed by project name. Whatever you want, you can take it a demo app. This is my project name, guys. Okay. After creating this project name, So this is acting like one root folder. Inside that folder, again same name is there. That is our actual project. That is actual project. Okay, na? Okay, now see, after creating this one, we need to change the directory. We need to change the directory into this demo app. This demo. Here I want to write a demo project. For example, demo project. Understanding purpose. So after creating this one, we are going to inside this folder location. CD means change the directory into this one. Okay, click enter. Then you are going to get what? So now here demo project you are going to get demo project you are getting here command from the slash demo project. Okay, so this is all your project folder location. Now here you are going to be creating the application. So this is a change the directory. Simply change the directory into change the directory into project folder. This is the point related you are going to get. Next, now after changing, then we are going to create the application. Create the application which is related to our project. Okay, create the application for our project. How you are going to create means, so by using the Python, then manage.py, and then start app, followed by app name. This is the command, guys. Python manage.py start app name. So right now, initially first time you are seeing, you need to remember every day same commands we are going to use, guys. Python manage.py start app same name. This name only going to be changing. Here this project name only going to be changing. These all things are regularly same. Okay, na? Yeah. So then after creating like this one application, we are going to get one folder which name is demo app. Inside this demo project. Okay, so now you can see I will draw this diagram, demo project and demo app related project structure, how we are getting, can see here. So demo project. So this is you are going to get, guys, actual like one folder you are going to get. So in this folder one manage.py is also coming. Manage.py, this is like a normal Python file. So using this Python file only we are going to create our application here. Manage.py we are using and creating the application. Okay, now again here same demo project, like one folder is coming. Demo project folder is also coming. Okay, so inside this folder, four files you are going to get. Totally four files you are getting by default. One is what settings.py file, for example, settings.py. Next urls.py, and next sgi.py, and next settings urls wgi, and then init.py. Okay, so like some files you are getting as by default. So this is after creating the project name, first step. This one, after creating this project, then you are going to get immediately after creating this folder, then that is acting like one folder. Inside that folder, manage.py and demo project we are getting. Manage.py is a Python file, demo project is a folder. Inside this folder, four files are there again. This is the direct structure. After creating that command, you are going to get like this way. Okay, now you are going to be change location into this directory. Nothing but into this directory, if you are going, this is available. Okay, otherwise if you are not writing this statement and directly if you are executing this command in this location only, in this command prompt location only, if you are executing this command, then manage.py is not available. Manage.py is not finding. Like that, you are going to get error. That's why we are going to change the directory. After directory changing, we can do it. this command execution. Okay, yeah, whenever you are executing this demo app command project name, whenever you created, then so we are going to be creating now here we are going to get a demo app, like one folder we are going to get, guys. So here we can take it separation. Yeah, now inside this folder, so inside this folder we are going to get six files, and one folder we are getting as inside this folder, six files and one folder we are going to get. Okay, no problem. So what is that folder? Folder name? Folder name is migrations folder. This is the folder. And next, what are the files? So here different files are there. Models.py, model.py, views.py, views.py, apps.py. Not no need of remembering these all file names. Just structure remember. Project name containing manage.py, application project name containing application name containing, project folder containing application folder containing. Inside project folder 4 files there. Inside application folder 6 files there. Like that, just the point remember. After creating, you will see these all names. Then slowly you will understanding. Okay, na? Yeah. So model.py views apps admin.py test.py. Okay, and then again here init.py. Like these files are there, guys. So this is actual project structure. Clear this one, guys? So this is acting like a one folder, root folder. Inside this root folder, we are going to get three structures, three files. One is file. This is a file. Okay. So manage.py file is responsible to create the Django applications. And this is a folder. And again here also, this is a folder. Okay. So inside this folder we are having different structure. Clear this one? So like these all things are there, guys. Here again this is a one folder here, and these all are normal files. So this structure, remember, later we are going to use this settings.py file and this url.py file regularly, models.py, views.py regularly we are using. So we can developing these applications using these all files. Clear this one? Yeah, guys. So remember this structure, very important. And after creating project name and application name, all things, if you want to run the server, here only we can create one more command for running purpose. So cmd demo project. So this is my location. So here to run the server, python manage.py and then run server command you are going to use. Python manage.py common, Python manage.py start app name. Now Python manage.py run server. You are going to run in the server. Okay, na? So by default, Django is going to take one port number, which number is 8000. Default port number is 8000. Python manage.py run server 8000. Python manage.py run server 8000. So this is the port number by default. If you are not taking also, by default taking that one only. If you want, you can give different port numbers. Okay, we can give it. Okay, and maximum range is 0 to 65,535. This is the range 0 to 65,535 range. One digit we are going to give. As a port number. Okay, that's why simply 4 digits number we are going to give whatever we want. By default, that is taking the 8000. Clear this one? Yeah, this is the point, guys. When you are running the server, one URL you are going to get. one URL you are going to get local server going to running. So http://127.0.0.1, okay, with this port number, what is there? So that is you are going to get. So this URL is running, guys. This URL is coming because of this line. Then copy this URL, paste into browser. Then you are going to executing our applications. Clear these all things? Okay. Yeah. Now remember these all things. I want to create right now these all things practically. I want to create, guys. So open our system, create one folder related to our batch. Here these all are my previous batches, guys. Okay, so different timing related. Now I'm going to create one more batch for us. online Django batch, online Django batch 7 a.m. okay, and we can take it here. Today what folder I'm going to be creating. Okay, so now in this folder, in this online Django batch is 7 a.m. in this folder I want to create my project, guys. Okay, so click on here. This is a address bar, URL address bar. Okay, so click on CMD, type CMD here, click enter, then directly command prompt you are going to get. Command prompt you are going to get your location in D drive online Django batch 7 a.m. in this folder I want to create my projects. I want to create my projects. Okay, na? Yeah, now here to create the Django project, what is the command? See, again and again I'm telling same commands. Why means these commands only up to day end, up to our course completing regularly we are using. That's why more remembering sorry, more remembering purpose we are using these all things again and again starting days. Once you are understanding perfectly, then we are going to use some real-time tools, so there no need of using these all commands directly back inside working these all commands. We are going to use some real-time tools from next day onwards. Okay, yeah, Django-admin start what project. So Django-admin start project name demo app, demo project. So I'm going to give here. Yes, now can see here the folder is came, guys. Here folder came after creating this one. Inside this manage.py is there, demo project is there folder. Inside this 4 files there. Just that is only I typed here na. After creating this one, then manage.py and the demo project folder which containing 4 files. This lecture we got it right now. Okay, later I want to create this application. So now first of all you are in the 7 a.m. batch folder location. We need to go inside this demo project. Then cd this demo project you are entering. Then see our command prompt location is entered inside the demo project location. Okay, yeah, now here I want to create the application. So python manage.py start up demo app. After creating this app, so one more folder you are going to get here. So demo app you are getting. So in this demo app, one folder migrations with the 6 files you are going to get. Okay, yes, I created my application also. Okay, without writing any logics, I want to run my server. I want to run my server. So if you want to run top arrow you can click, previous existing command is coming. So now here python manage.py run server. By default 8000 is taking. If you want a different port number, you can take it. Okay, so you can run one development. Django default development is there. Development server is there, that is executing. We got it, this URL. Copy this URL, guys. Copy this URL. If you don't want this one, if you want to stop the server, Control C, say stopped server. Control C or exit. Okay. Again, I'm starting. Now copy, open the browser, and then here paste it. Okay. So congratulations, it worked successfully like that. You are going to get, guys. The install worked successfully. Congratulations. Means you are created successfully Django project and Django application. Django project and Django application you created, and you ran this server. You ran this server successfully. Later, here we have different files. Here after creating our Django project application name, we have different files. So we are going to be opening particular files. For example, model, for example, views, like that. So in each file, we are going to write some coding. When you are learning Python, demo.py, sample.py, example.py, like that, single file you are developing, guys. You may develop a single file. Okay, but in Django, not single file, group of files together we are going to be developing. In each file some code we are writing, so each one having some responsibility, and all together interacting, and finally result coming. One is maintaining the database related logics, another file maintaining the our business logics, what we want to do, another file maintaining the presentation related, another one is maintaining the only URLs related, like that. Different sections wise sharing all the files. Okay, then combining of all these concepts, database related, presentation related, business code related, URLs related, database settings related, all together is nothing but our project. Clear this one? That's why these all commands you need to be remembered. Yeah. Now inside that project only, inside right now what we created, guys, inside this project only we have one default URL. Later I will show you. This is my PyCharm ID, real-time ID. Using these kind of IDs we are going to be developing the coding, guys. So how we are developing this all coding, I will take care, no problem. I'll take care. Okay, so here inside this only one default URL is there, which name is admin URL. So slash admin. Whenever I'm typing this admin, then one ready-made login page it is going to be asking, default login page. Port number slash admin. Is this server working? Running right now. Now admin, maybe internally loading. Actually you are going to get one login page here. Like this login page you are getting, enter username, enter password, and the sign in button, like this all you are going to get. Okay, so I'll top this server. I'll run with a different port number. Copied this one. Now see, previous one only came. Okay, So Django administration, some presentation is there, username is there, password is there. It is asking. So we are going to enter our username, our password, and we are going to be login. Okay. Right now you don't know. Right now you don't know what is username, what is password. Using our program only, we are going to create the usernames, password, all the things. This is the one ready-made applications. This is one ready-made application already developed by Django people, Django framework people. We are going to use this ready-made application to developing our applications more beautifully. Okay, our application related all the database data we can handle by using this predefined admin site application. Our company related owners can log in into this admin site, not like normal users. Admin people can log in into admin site, then they will do something, they will interact our application related databases, all the things they can handle. Data of our project can handle by admin people, guys. Okay. So these all things later, slowly we'll get it. Wait some time. Okay, now open the command prompt. Open the command prompt. So I showed some commands. What is our version we are using Python? If you want to know, then Python hyphen version. You are going to use so and so version. And Django I want to know, then don't use Django only. See, Django is not recognized as an internal or external command like that you are getting. So now here you are going to use Django hyphen admin. This is actual file. Then you are going to get the version. Okay, same like by using the pip command we installed all these modules Django or else any third party modules by using the pip we are using. So what is the pip version is there if you want to know? Then you are going to get 20.3.3 that is available in this so and so location like that, giving instructions. Okay, yeah, directly if you want to go to Python, then simply type the Python. For example, Python 1 I'm typing as then Python 1 is not recognized, like that you are getting. Okay, so Python 3 you can see here what is coming. Python 3 means that is connecting to internet. Actually, in Linux systems like that, Python 3 is working. So here we are going to use only Python only. Directly we are going to get our Python prompt. This is our Python area. Python area. Okay. With the method. So if you want to come back, this is the exit method, and then so you can also use the control Z simply instead of typing these all letters. Control Z you can press it and then return to exit. Simply see I'm typing the Python and then control Z I'm using. Click enter. You'll come back. Okay, so these all things are normal knowledge purpose. Whenever we are using whenever we are going to developing our application, these all things we are going to be using generally. Okay, again I'm going to Python. So right now Django module we installed, guys. Pip install Django. Okay, so installed module we can import inside the Python area. Whatever the modules are available inside the Python software location, those all are modules we can import here. For example, math module is there, predefined module. Math module is there. Okay, na? So I'm going to be importing math module. First of all, math module. So if no errors coming here, then this is successfully importing here. Math 1 not there. Math 1 not there. Math is there, not math 1. That's why module not found error. Module not found error. No module named math 1. You're getting Aisa. No module name. No module named math 1 like that. That math module is not finding like that. You can understanding. Okay. So right now, what we installed here, Django we installed. So I want to be importing here Django. So if you are not getting any error, then you can get control there in my. Clear, guys? Okay. Now we done Django with version 2.0.5. Later we can upgrade or we can degrade. After some programs completing, I will show you these all things. Clear? So this structure, remember, and I'll share the documentation. I'll share the documentation. In the documentation, you will get it, these all things, and also all the commands you are also going to get. These all commands you are going to get with explanation. Directly commands I given here. With the explanation, you are going to get, guys. So this is for creating the project, and after creating the project, one folder coming, change to that folder location directory, and then creating the application. How creating, this is the process application, and then if you want to run the server, you can run. By default 8000 is there. Then you are going to get like this way. So copy this URL, paste into browser. You are going to get congratulations, it worked successfully, like that. Okay. By default one application is there, admin application. Previously in the history features when we discussing, that is about this admin, I told Django by default coming with one application which name is admin application, that is already developed with some front end, all the things internally. After logging into this username admin site by using username password, lot of presentation we are going to get without writing ourselves automatically there. That is one of the best advantage of our Django framework. Clear this one? Later you will get it, guys. How creating username, password, is all things myself I'll take care. Okay. Yeah. So far this is enough about the Django installation, these all things. Okay. Now I'm going to be discussing one architecture. Django follows MVT architecture. So when you know about the MVT architecture, these files you will get it. What is the use of those files? Major files. So what is the architecture name is MVT architecture. MVT architecture. So Django follows what architecture? Can you explain Django architecture? This question so many times coming, guys. When you are attending the 100 interviews, okay. So almost in 100 interviews you are going to get this question. Your self introduction you are going to get about yourself, asking first one, then immediately tell me something about Django. tell me about the Django architecture. Tell me about the Django architecture. Is Django follows what architecture? Like that asking. You are going to be explaining these all things. So Django follows MVT architecture, whereas other languages follows the MVC architecture. For example, so Django following MVT architecture. Django following MVT architecture, but Java and .NET, these things, Java, .NET, following the MVC architecture, guys. Java, .NET, these all things follows the MVC architecture. Okay. So where M stands for in our Django, I'm talking. So where M stands for models, guys. M stands for models, and where M stands for models, and V stands for views, and T stands for templates. These 3 points. MVT architecture means model views template architecture. So using the models, what we are doing, using the models, what we can do means database logics we can write, guys. Database logics. By using the Django models, we can interact in the databases of our applications. Okay. So database logics we are going to write. What table, employee table, student table I want to create. Inside the employee table, employee number, employee name, salary, like columns I want to create, like that. So database related logics we can handle using the models. Got it? And using the views, business logics, actual business code, business logics we are going to be handling. For example, what you want to do. For example, at the time of registration, guys, user entered registration data. That registration data we are catching inside this views. we are accepting what user entered registration data. We are taking that one and we are storing into database, and we are giving some confirmation message. Okay, and after registration we are login Facebook. After login we are going to somewhere where you are going. These all kind of business, these all kind of logics we are writing inside the views. Later we will do these all things practically. Okay, so next, templates are used for maintaining the presentation logics, developing the presentation logics, this purpose. Clear guys? So three things: MVT, database logics, business logics, presentation logics. So you can take one example. Whenever we are developing any real-time applications, so front end must be required, and the back end also must be required, and the database also must be required. Okay, so here in our Django development database, we can use MySQL database. Okay, so here I'm going to create some data, application related data is there for the future purpose. Okay, so here this is nothing but using the views. Here we are writing the business code, guys. Simply uh, business business code we are writing. Okay, so this file is nothing but views file, views.py. This is the file name. Okay, here some logics you are writing, and here you are writing what? Presentation code we are going to be writing. Presentation means front end. So here nothing but templates folder we are going to use. Templates folder, templates file there. Templates nothing but HTML, guys. Templates nothing but HTML. The employee create.html, for example, employee.html is my HTML name. Using this HTML we are going to get the presentation. Using this HTML we are going to get the presentation. So presentation code I'm writing. So this is nothing but what? Templates. Templates nothing but HTML. See here I'm writing for example employee number. Okay, and then employee name, and then salary. Like three fields are there. So now you are going to get like this way: employee number and the employee name and the employee salary, and then one send button or else a create button you are going to get. Here one create button you are getting. Okay, yes, this is my front end, guys. Now I'm going to give here employee number 10, and then employee name Ramu I'm giving, and the employee salary 10,000 I'm giving, and you are going to click this create button. Whenever I'm clicking this create button, this is nothing but a submit button. Then taking this employee number, employee name, salary, these all data. Okay, na? Employee number, name, and the salary. This all data is coming to here, guys. So going to be our views, inside our views going. Okay. Now inside our views, we are taking this accepting all this data. Simply access data. Nothing but employee number, employee name, all things in the form of Python dictionary there. Dictionary object. Python dictionary object there. Dictionary object means key value format. Employee number so and so, employee name so and so, employee salary so and so, like that. Everything we are going to be creating, accessing and creating like a one object. Okay. So now this object containing key value format, number and employee name with name, salary with this salary, like this key value format generated here. We're storing like one object. This object we are sending to database. Then this new record is going to be created. If already some records are there, means newly you are going to be creating. Okay, na? So these all things presentation code must be required, business code must be required, database logics must be required. This database logics by using the models we are going to be writing. Okay, yeah. So here users there, guys, the people who are using our application like a Facebook or Gmail, whatever. Okay, so these users people interacted this front end and they are going to give data, employee number, employee name, salary, all the things. Then data is sending to views, and views accessing the data and sending to database. Now finally we are going to get the response. Finally we are going to get one response. Response we are getting after creating into database. That response we are sending to browser. This presentation inside the browser we are displaying, guys. Now this response can see by this users. This response can see by this users. Then users can understanding. Users can understanding. Yes, my data is created successfully. Yes, my data is created successfully. Like that, users can understanding. Okay, na? So to developing this front end code, these templates we are using as to developing this business code, we are using views file. To developing this database related file, top side is there, we are using the models file. That's why this Django follows the MVT architecture here. By using these three files, major code we can do it related to our project. Clear, guys? Both of you? This lecture. Okay, so some days only we are going to learn about this model related. Some days only we are going to discuss about this views, and some days we are going to discuss about this templates. Later, this views and models related some programs we are going to do. Later, this templates and views related some days we will do. And after that, combining of all the things we are going to do. Like number of projects we are going to do, guys. Number of projects we are going to do it. Okay, na? So whenever we are developing this entire three structure, then that is a full-fledged application, complete application. Okay, some people only working here, guys. Some people only working on here. Then these people we are calling front-end developers. These people we are calling front-end developers. The people who are responsible to developing the presentation code of our application, we are calling the front-end developers. Front-end developers, front-end developers must be required to know, UI technologies, UI user interfaces. UI means user interfaces, nothing but HTML and then CSS and then okay, dot a number of things. HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, like this, so many are there. Okay, these all things we need to learn, and we are going to develop in this presentation code. And business code, if you want to developing, the people who are working on only this view.py, nothing but business code. The people who are responsible to developing this business code, we are calling what? Backend developer. Backend developer. Backend developer. Backend developer must be required to know any one language and that language related frameworks. So we learn this language Python, and the Python related framework we are going to learn what? Django. Any one language like Java, Java related to Spring, Hibernate frameworks are there. Python, Django framework is there, like that. Okay, and later the people who are working on only database side, then we are calling the DB developers. DB developers. Okay, yeah. So DB developers must be required to know any one database knowledge. For example, MySQL, Oracle, MongoDB, like so many DBs are there. Clear this point? Okay. So backend developer along with business code, database knowledge also required. Why means this backend code, business code, how sending to database is all knowledge required. Okay. So backend developer required to know database knowledge also, and front end developer no need of required to know backend coding and DB coding. Only front end knowledge not required to know. Okay. Now the person who is responsible to developing this front end, to developing this back end, and to developing this database also all together. The person who is responsible to developing this all together, then that person we are calling the full stack developer. The person we are calling what? Full stack developer. Full stack developer. Nowadays, full stack developers getting more demanding as full stack developers getting the more demanding. Okay, in our course we are going to discuss these all things. In our course presentation we will discuss, business code we will discuss, and database logics also we will discuss what required to developing our project. Okay na? So let's last one. So MVT architecture here follows guys: model, views, templates. I hope you are understanding why model, why views, why templates, like that. Okay, now here other languages Java. Sometimes MVT and MVC architecture differences they are asking. MVT and MVC architecture. Okay, so here we are going to use the models, and here model is there, Django related architecture. So next here we are going to use for business logics Java follows controllers. Java follows controllers. Controllers. That is nothing but C. That is nothing but C. Okay. Next. For the presentation purpose, Java uses the views. This is the MVC architecture, guys. MVC. So here Java also using the models for database related logics only. Java and .NET other languages. Okay, models for database logics only. Our Django using the views for business logics. But Java .NET using the views for presentation logics. Views for presentation logics. And our Django using the templates for presentation logics. Okay, so this point remember, our Django using the templates for presentation logics, but Java using the views for presentation logics, and our Django using the views for business logics, and Java using the controllers for business logics. Okay, so these differences we are going to tell, guys. So in Django views are using for business logics purpose, but in Java views are used for presentation logics purpose. Okay, these are differences we are going to give. So whenever I'm sharing the documentation, this is all coding you are going to get, guys, with the explanation, all things. Just remember this one. Django follows what architecture means MVT you are telling, and again explaining you are. And other language follows the MVC. So we are not Java developers, .NET developers. So we are no need of required to know. Just comparing is required. Here views doing what, here controllers doing what, here templates doing what, views doing what, like that. The comparison is enough. So we are the Django developers. We are going to require to know this one more clearly. How creating the model, how creating the views, how creating the templates, like that. Clear, guys? So far? Yeah. So remember this one up to here, and only MVT architecture explanation only I given. What M, what V, what T stands for, like that. So one big diagram is there. This MVT related. How models, views communicating, how views templates communicating, like this all together. How we interacting. One big structure is there, guys. One big structure you are going to discuss. Different files are there. Model, views, URLs, settings files, like a number of files are there. How these all are internally connected. The structure I will explaining tomorrow, next session. Once the structure if you are understanding, then directly we are going to be starting the development. Directly we are going to start the development of our programs. Clear, guys? Okay, so this is enough for this day. So I'll stop this recording today, and if you have any queries you can ask me. Guys, do you have any queries? Venkat Pratap, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Arshad, from your side, some mic problem is there. Your side, you are unable to speak with me. Okay, so remember this so far, and we will discuss tomorrow architecture related all the things clearly. Okay, and guys, as soon as possible, I'm telling, you guys must be registered with office. You need to contact with office people, and you need to be registered. Then programmatically we are going to be starting. Once installation tomorrow architecture completing, then programmatically we will discuss. So very soon this link is going to be changing. So the people who are registered only, people getting the that new link. Okay, so contact to online team if you are if you want to continue this batch. Okay, so thank you. See you tomorrow. So meanwhile today you can do it practice, guys. One point. Meanwhile you can do it practice today. So just I created in the D drive our folder. I created online 7 a.m. batch like this. Our folder I created, guys, here. Okay, so you can open that one. Here you can click CMD and there you can create the projects. These all practice right now commands I told. So then do it practice yourself. Great. Yeah. So next session after completing architecture, your mails I'll take, guys. So far what we completed theoretically, the theory I will say to you. Just you can read 1 hour, you can understanding all these points. Tomorrow architecture and programmatically also we will discuss basic program. Thank you. See you tomorrow.